Hi everyone, welcome to the UncleTalks live stream. I'm your host Peter, and welcome to the second Monday podcast. Now, my co-host Rainier is not here yet, so basically we're just gonna chill for a while until he is able to arrive. He shouldn't be too late. He told me around 3 minutes or so, so he should be here soon to join us. But hopefully you guys are doing well. It is Monday after all, so hopefully you started your day on a good note, or week on a good note, and both day and week, hopefully it started on a good place. And if it didn't, we can be here to basically help you unwind and get over the rough patches of your day, and just chill and relax with us. If you're watching this on the YouTube live stream or the Twitch live stream, welcome. We have the open fire out there for any of you guys going through the winter heat. But if you're watching this on the shorts, we have the Cosmos just to basically keep you guys feeling relaxed and chilled out. But yeah, there's a lot of things going on for the new year. Hopefully you guys are not having too much surprises during the start of the new year, because the new year is always consumed with a lot of unexpected events sometimes. But those events, sometimes we can control them and sometimes we can't. And if you're experiencing one of those times, just chill and relax, and you're in nothing's gonna happen to you in the space, because you're just hey Rainier, how's it going?
Good evening.
Are you alright? I heard a cough.
Yeah, I'm actually recovering from a viral illness, viral respiratory thing.
Oh man,
2 weeks ago.
Oh dang, dude! If you couldn't do the podcast, I would understand if you couldn't.
Oh no! I am at the tail end of my sickness.
Okay.
My cough is almost gone. I mean, it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah. I hate it when I get a cold, and then the last part is that dry cough where you're trying to hack out all the bacteria and the virus and stuff. This is gonna gross you guys out, but literally every time when I get a cold, whenever I wake up, I know there's going to be either some phlegm or some grody stuff in my throat. I immediately just go to the sink and hack it up as soon as I wake up in the morning. And I know, and I basically yo, where is the green grody stuff? I know you want to come out right now. It's that. It's that type of thing. But yeah, hopefully
mine was different from COVID. When I first got COVID, I had this lingering cough as well, but it was dry. This time around, I have actual mucus still.
Oh, okay. Which means that it's starting to carve out all of the mucus that is in there. But then it gets harder because the mucus is so small, and your throat's telling you there's still something in there, and it's well, it's not coming out, body. It's not coming out, body. Come on, we need this thing to come out. Yeah, sorry you got sick, bro, but at least you're recovering. That's good. It's kind of funny because both you and John got sick.
When?
I think he got sick last week.
Yeah.
Somewhere, yeah, it was just crazy.
My work is a mess. So many people are sick with all sorts of stuff. I got a coworker that has recently got COVID.
Yeah.
Lots of people with masks and stuff, because nothing going around.
Yo, I hope your coworkers get well at their own pace, bro. It's especially with that, there was I don't know if this is fake or not, but there was a news broadcast that said there was some flu, it was the same thing as the flu, but it was much deadlier or something. I don't know if it was real or not though.
Not sure.
A flu virus that was a little bit more deadlier than the basic flu that we're used to. So when you get your flu shot and stuff. I don't know. But hopefully,
I did get my flu shot, and I felt like what I got wasn't the flu or COVID because I got shots for both.
Oh, okay.
So this must be something else.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully, yeah, maybe I was reading a fake news article. You can't tell, right? Especially with the internet nowadays. But I don't let that get to me. I don't let it put myself in, like, paranoia and stuff. Because, like, the one thing is that I worry about, like, you know, like, I think, like, there was one YouTube channel that popped up on my feed, and it was talking about, like, you should avoid this scam. Like, you know, say, like, a bank texts you and say, did you withdraw, like, certain amount of money? And then you basically call the bank and it's like, I got this message on my phone. Should I, like, check up on it and stuff? And, you know, like, you call the number, like, whatever it is, like, on the website, and they tell you, basically call this number if you feel like it. And then apparently, like, they called the number, like, I think, like, some people called the number, and then it turned out it was actually the scammer.
Yep.
Yeah, like, that's, like, crazy stuff. Even, like, if you go to the company, the bank website, and they basically show you a number, like, you know, you can't trust that either, which is, like, crazy to me.
You really have to be able to, like, determine patterns of phishing.
Yeah.
Like, you know how, like, you need to read how, like, a website domain works, right? Like the URL.
Yeah.
Because, like, a lot of them will try to look legit, like www.usps.com, but then they'll have, like, extra letters after the .com, and then they'll have another dot. It will be like .life or whatever.
Right.
And it's, like, obviously a spoof.
Yeah, even, like, email, right? You have to constantly look at the return address, and if it, like, shows you, like, even if, like, one single dot or, like, the @ looks weird, you're like, oh, yeah, this is not the actual, like, Google thing or something like that, or this is not an actual Gmail, you know?
Exactly.
But you have to look really close, and it's like, I mean, it's scary, bro. But, like, that actually gets to our main topic today, critical thinking. Like,
yeah.
So, Rainier picked the topic again this time. So, like, yeah, so what did you want to discuss about critical thinking, my friend?
Well, I love it because, you know, you linked me a video, and I got to watch it. It's by Veritasium, which is a prominent science communicator and a YouTuber. And basically, he said that his mission for the whole thing, why he made the channel, is to increase critical thinking in the world. And I thought that was, like, an interesting mission, right? Like, you know how, like, some people, I want to save as many lives, or I want to eliminate world hunger, you know what I'm saying? But his mission was kind of unique in a sense, don't you think? It's like, increase the critical thinking in the world isn't exactly a lot of people's, like, noble goals, I feel.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I mean, like, I think that's gonna be a big thing, especially coming up for the years coming, because, like, I think critical thinking has always been a part of, like, I guess, like, modern day society. Well, actually society in general, because, like, ever since, like, the Industrial Revolution.
I suppose we should define it first as far as, like, what do you think critical thinking is?
Right.
How does it differ from other thinking?
Yeah, and if you guys in chat want to participate in, like, whenever Rainier or I ask a question, you guys are free to, like, give your own like, opinions or critique on whatever it is, because the more we read it, the more we get to know more about you and how you think and how you view things, because we live in a big world, and you know, in order to be a critical thinker, you have to take every perspective into account. So I guess for me, to answer your question, I would define critical thinking as the ability to observe and analyze, whether it be situation or system, and to make educated assessments on how to respond or how to handle said systems.
Okay. So being able to, you said,
observe and analyze. Observe and analyze.
And make educated decisions.
Make educated decisions, responses, or analysis.
Responses. Which is, like, you alluded to the fact that, like, I don't remember if you were implying. I don't know if you were implying it, but I think
Yeah.
I had the impression that you were saying we need it more than ever, right? Like since the Industrial Revolution, now I feel like we need it more than ever now.
Yeah.
Especially with the rise.
Oh no,
of
I was
AI.
basically saying that critical thinking has been with us like since like that time. You know,
With
that-
us. Okay.
Yeah, it's been with us this whole time.
Right.
But yeah, like, what about you? How would you define it?
I think it's like being able to gather information, the proper like everyone's gonna be biased, but you want to gather as much information as you can,
Right.
because like the hard thing is sometimes there are things that are subjective, right? There are things that you know, as much as we love science, even in the realm of science, I feel like there are contentions.
Right.
There are
Yeah.
always studies and counter studies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
While, of course, in science, it's a lot more. It could be a lot more dry facts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When you get into the realm of opinions, when it comes to like political science, when it comes to social media, when it comes to like
Sociology.
sociology or anything, right? Like even when you
Yeah.
talk about finances or dating or investments,
Economics.
there's always gonna be like different approaches to things, right? There's
Right.
never it's never. I feel like it's not black and white.
Yeah.
So I feel like critical thinking is being able to gather different points of view, different opinions, different analysis, observations, right?
Right.
And being able to kind of make, well, it's like, I guess it's similar to your definition. Yeah, it's like an educated decision based on the information that you've gathered.
And if anyone in chat like has a much, I guess like a more expanded version of what me and Rainier discussed, or maybe you guys don't agree with our definitions of it, like feel free to like put down what you think critical thinking is, because you know maybe you give us a bit of perspective on what exactly how we define it, because you know, like we've heard these terms thrown around, especially with the internet nowadays, but sometimes we don't really know exactly what it is, or maybe we are putting too much emphasis on the details, and like we could just define it in one sentence and make it simple as that, and just go home, you know?
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure there's a definition somewhere online, but
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't
I
bother
googled it
looking
before
it.
we actually went on to make sure that I knew what it was, you know, this sort of thing. But yeah, what kind of motivated you to actually think that critical thinking is more important in this day and age than ever?
Oh yeah, I think the proliferation of social media and just like the access of communication everywhere, right? You get so much information.
Yeah.
Like if you watch any videos on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram, there's a
Right.
comment section.
Yeah.
And the comment section, especially on the popular videos, you'll have hundreds and thousands of comments, right?
Yeah.
And what's interesting is if you actually look at and like digest the information you're getting from the comment section, you will get a spectrum of opinions no matter what the topic is.
Yeah.
There's always going to be someone. I mean, to simplify it, like obviously we all know about the left and the right. That's a political system. But
Right.
it's not even just left and right, but like, you know, a simple thing is if you're discussing waffles, you'll get people that hates waffles. You'll get people that loves waffles.
Pancakes versus waffles.
Yeah, maybe you'll get people that will say that waffles are very dangerous and you shouldn't feed it to your kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have infinite amounts of like opinions out there, and sometimes it's hard to discern whether, you know, is it this person's genuine thoughts or is this like a troll? You know?
Yo, bro. Like, I understand, like, pancakes and waffles, but those dang flapjacks, Don't let me touch those. Don't let me touch those. Those are things that are just hard as a rock, but yet they're still delicious. I don't know if flapjacks or pancakes are different. Like, if anyone in
Waffles
the
suck,
chat.
but Chicken and waffles, the banger.
Oh man, chicken and waffles, bro. That's definitely going into the clip archive.
or like they'll be like, waffles suck.
It's like it's like forget capitalism and socialism. We gotta talk flapjacks and waffles. We gotta talk pancakes and waffles.
I love it.
Yeah, but we're kind of like having fun with it, guys. But at the same time, yeah, critical thinking is important, especially like if you're in something, especially with this day and age when there's so much information that you can hear everyone's point of view, but then you're like, I have so much information fatigue. Like, there's so many things you can learn from so many points of view, but at the same time, you end up asking yourself, do I need to know all this information? What details matter? Like, do I have to know the technicals? Like,
exactly, it's like parsing like details among the sea of information, because not all of them are important, right? Like, you have like a million, like there is so much red herring out there,
right?
And there are so many topics, especially if you're like following current events, or doesn't even have to be politics. If you follow like tech or crypto or you know, or land prices and the freaking AI data centers and all of that.
Which currency will win the world reserve title?
The BRICS and all.
Yeah.
It's so crazy, right? Like, there's so much topics.
Yeah.
And how do you go about, I guess, assessing what is true, of course. Number one, what is true.
Yeah.
And how do you go about when you get conflicting information?
Right.
Because there's always going to be conflicting information, right? Like,
absolutely.
I know the current Department of Health just recently released something about Tylenol, right? Tylenol causes autism, blah, blah, blah. And obviously there's like a dispute even on that.
Yeah.
And that's just one topic out of like millions.
Yeah, like, also the thing of it is that you can also think about like even things that are not highly debated or talked about, such as like why are certain medications available in one country but not available in another, you know?
Or why is it more expensive in the US?
Yeah, in the US or like any other country for that matter. Like, you know, like say like it's easy to access healthcare in this country but not in this country, and yet we're supposed to be like first world. So you know, like it's like stuff like that. And like the thing of it is that I think the reason why it's so hard like to actually like to get like critical thinking going is that there's always going to be a handful of people that know how to think really well, like within critical thinking, but they leave it in overdrive where it's like, I know all the details based on my experience and based on how I've seen the world, because like whenever you have a human being, there's always going to be bias, like within their own perspective, because they have one body and they have one consciousness to basically see everything. So based on their own experiences and based on the knowledge that they themselves have decided to take on and decide to actually embed it within their life, they're gonna have their own type of viewpoint on it. So the question is that can we truly critically think about anything for that matter? Because we have these bodies, and these bodies limit us to these perspectives, and our genes limit our brain's ability to see different perspectives that probably won't fit with our own bodily subconscious, you know? Like, one good example is like we believe that it's wrong to, you know, like do certain crimes, and some people are like, but this crime is needed because it's meant to, you know, stabilize the balance of society, because if this person is allowed to run amok with the power that they have, who's to stop them from actually abusing the system of law that we created, you know? Now, I'm keeping this very abstract because obviously, like, you know, with YouTube and, like, Twitch, you know, I want to make sure that I maintain their guidelines, but at the same time, you guys probably get what I mean. You've seen it in many stories, and, like, whether it be cop shows or TV dramas or even anime or even, like, animated cartoons nowadays, like, there's always going to be this sense that we have to do the wrong thing for the greater good, that type of thing. And, you know, does critical thinking ever be involved in that? And some people think it is, because think of the character that is going to do the thing that is wrong, but it's meant for the betterment of society, right? Because in their mind, they think they're being critically analytic, because they think, oh, if this person is gone, then that means then all of society will basically not have to worry about this person anymore for manipulating the system. But at the same time, it's also kind of childish to think that way, because not one person is going to make all the bad things go away, you know?
Yep, exactly. It's like the whole entire system has to kind of, like, everyone always kind of focuses on the presidency when it comes to like voting, for example.
Right.
But ignore all the other voting.
Yeah, like basically basically whether it be parliament or whether it be like Congress or whatever, like, you know, like there's always a system behind why your particular leader is doing the thing that they're doing. And like that's the thing about like with critical thinking, right? In politics it plays like a lot more than like I think in like other things. Because in business, right, you use critical thinking mainly to make sure that the shareholders of your business are happy if you have a big company. Or if you have a small company or a small business, then you make sure that your employees and your customers are happy, as long as you meet the margin of gaining the profit of your business to make sure that it survives, right? But for politics, you have to play it so that you maintain a margin where it's like, I gotta appease the business people so they can create more jobs for my citizens, but I have to appease the citizens so that they feel as if they're getting lives out of basically the hard work that they're doing for the business people that are probably trying to get something out of the system that we created in the first place. But at the same time, you can't really reveal that to the public. You actually have to make it so that the public is doing a service, but that service is being repaid through the business owners and the business makers. But you have to appease both sides, unfortunately, and it's really hard to do that. And sometimes there's always going to be this one-sidedness, and that's I think that's where the critical thinking can go into overdrive, because like this is why people hate politicians, but also would want them to like fight for them more. Is because they have to do this critical thinking where it's like, I gotta appease the business sector, but at the same time, I also have to appease the common citizen that is working union jobs, like police officers, fire departments, like sewer workers, garbage men, garbage people, I should say.
In relation to that, I will kind of mention a random game, right? It's called Tropico. And in Tropico, it's kind of like SimCity. Like you build like a society, right? Right. And you build like businesses, you build farms and mines, and you employ like employees. Yeah. But what's interesting is the factions. Yeah. And it's like you can never appease everyone. Right. There is like environmentalists, there's capitalists, there's communists, there's religious sects. Yeah. It's like you said, it's like, how do you maintain this delicate balance in society? And that's really tough when it comes to politics. And that's why I think politicians have just gone like, I am, pro X, Y, and Z, and I'm anti ABC. Yeah. And they just run with it like that because they know that they can never appease everyone. Right?
Yeah, that's why like a lot of people would say that politicians and content creators are sociopaths. Does that say something about me, guys? I don't know. I don't know.
Well, what was interesting in America's politics is that the two-party system is creating almost like a vacuum. Yeah. A vacuum of ideology, right? Right. It's almost like there's a huge peer pressure. So it's almost like, you think of it, if you're hanging out with a group, right? Yeah. And, like all of your group is thinking that waffles are better than pancakes or whatever. Right. There's almost that peer pressure to also think the same. Yeah. So it's almost like you want to run the same campaign as most of your other peers. And that's why it's almost like, for some reason, number one, I don't know how the values are getting defined in the party system, right? Like, what is considered a democratic value? What is considered a Republican value, right? Yeah. Is it set from the top or is it set from the bottom? Yeah. And sometimes it's hard to see.
Yeah, and I think it's because of the times that we're in. Because a lot of people, especially for our generation, if you guys don't know, we're millennials. So, like, when we grew up in, like, the 90s, like, 90s, 80s, or, like, early 2000s, right? Like, times back then, we thought we were pretty good because we just basically could play outside and, like, not have to worry about too much. But nowadays, a lot of people are seeing that prices are going up. A lot of people are worried that the dollar might be devalued. A lot of people are worried about not being able to buy a home and all this other stuff, right? Now, I'm not saying the 90s didn't have its problems, but back then we actually had a surplus. So
Yes.
we actually had money, and that was like the first, and this is like probably like the first time that we had a surplus like in so many years. But then like people are like, what happened to all that money? Where'd it go? You know? And like people are angry because like during 2008, like a lot of people lost their homes, they lost their jobs, and like, you know, I don't blame them for being angry about that. And you know, that gave the birth like to like cryptocurrency, mainly Bitcoin, but you know, and now people like I wouldn't say it's all people on the right, because I think there's some people on the left that do like Bitcoin. And when you think about like when I might be in a bubble, and you could tell me if I'm in a bubble right here, and you guys in chat can tell me I'm in a bubble. But whenever I watch like anything about Bitcoin, yeah, you get the Bitcoin maxis that basically say, I got all my money into Bitcoin and I'm never going back to that egregious financial system that we had before. And you know, like I think that's all well and good, but I can't just make that jump. Like for me, like I think about like my like accounts, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to pay like the 10% penalty if I take something out of my retirement account. Like right. I'm not ready to make that jump. Like well, what happens if I want to pay a bill? Like I have to actually convert some of my Bitcoin back to dollars. Like I don't think I have like the like part of it is laziness, but also part of it is just like I feel like that would be too soon for me. If there was like a more convenient system to do that, you know? So it's like, I'd rather just pay directly with like the crypto that I have, if it's like supposed to be like, you know, the new medium of exchange, you know? And, like, my point is that, a lot of us will try to think that we're going into a new system. A lot of us want to go into a new system, but we just don't know how. And we don't know what's going to be the thing that defines this new system. Because for me, I think it is like AI and blockchain technology and stuff, but I could be completely wrong, you know? And based on my own critical thinking, which I hardly do, like sometimes when I hardly do, I think if we're going to go into a more technological future, I feel like this is the only way we can remain optimistic about it. But yeah, there's some people that believe that, oh, CEOs are going to take advantage of AI. They're going to make sure they use AI to pay people less money or not pay employees at all and everything like that. And I'm like, yeah, like we won't get to an AI utopia if we don't have like what is it? It's not an apocalypse, despotopian type of hurdle, you know. Like, I don't want, like, you know, CEOs to take over the world and own everything, but at the same time, it's like, what kind of despotopia are we going to go through to get to, you know, like, the future that lasts us, like, maybe 100 years?
Well, what was interesting, the segue here a little bit, is that, you know, you linked me an interview with Ray Dalio as well, right? Which is that billionaire investor.
Yeah.
And very interesting thoughts that he has towards, like how to fix society and what is the problem in today's society, right? And he was actually, I'm surprised, but he was just like Warren Buffett. He was like for higher taxes on them. He was like, tax me more.
Yeah, that was surprising when I saw that interview. Yeah, like
what?
He basically said, "Oh, he wants higher taxes too."
Yeah, but
I'm
I feel like
what?
He's rare. I wonder if. I feel like he's rare though.
And he's like one of the most critical thinkers next to Warren Buffett when it comes to like business and stuff. And
I mean,
I'm
that's
like,
why he managed to do his fortune, right?
Yeah.
$1 billion company is crazy.
Yeah, and like it's kind of funny because like he's sort of, I mean, he is younger than Warren Buffett, but at the same time, like he did get into Bitcoin too, which I'm like surprised me. Like, you know, because like Warren Buffett, he really doesn't like it. He doesn't like cryptocurrencies
yeah, but
in
I
general.
feel like That's only because he doesn't really understand it, though, right? Like,
Yeah.
I heard that Warren Buffett doesn't really invest in tech, but not
Yeah, he
because tech is not lucrative. It's because he just doesn't understand
the
things like
technology,
that.
But at the same time, like I was, like it's kind of funny that we're bringing this up because I'm actually reading a book. Like I'll actually take a picture of it for you and then put it on Discord. But if you guys want to know the title of the book, it's called Warren Buffett and the Interpretation of Financial Statements. So this book is basically about how Warren Buffett analyzed like financial statements. In other words, like the paperwork that makes businesses.
Yeah, what is it called? Like 10Ks or 10 keys or something like that, right?
10 Qs are basically, I think, that is their income statement.
Yeah, something like.
Yeah, I wrote it down. Like, I've actually been marking this book up like the wazoo because I've been trying to understand it more. Because, like, it does say in the book, I can probably find it. Okay, let's see. Alright, so basically, when you file financial statements quarterly, that's your 10 Qs, and your 10 Ks are basically your company's annual reports.
Annual, okay, 10Ks annual.
Yeah, so basically 10K, like you can think of the money 10K. 10K is basically what you make in the year. If you and 10Q is basically quarter, so you can think of the Q as quarter. But like if you you learn stuff like that, and like I already finished like going through the income statement because you have to look at 3 documents or 3 series of documents, which is the income statement, the balance sheet, and the cash flow cash flow sheet. So I'm in the middle of reading about the balance sheet.
And then there's like the idea of debt and what is considered good debt.
Yeah.
Normally, debt isn't really considered bad in the business world. It depends on.
It depends on where you get it. If it's long term or short term. Usually, short term debt is the thing that kills a lot, and and I mean in business, business, guys. Yeah, I would have to say that mainly, like long term debt. It depends because if you borrow, like, this is not financial advice, but if you borrow less than like 7%, that's usually like a good rate of borrowing. But like most people don't know that because they're so used to like credit card like percentage being like 18%, 23%, and all that stuff. So that's really, really like not great. But of course, like, you know, you have some outliers like Robert Kiyosaki, who says, "Oh, I've borrowed like around like 26% in like loans." And he's like he has like 1 billion in like debt or something, you know. So like I would have to say, like, I think when people like start doing financial, like personal finance, like when they actually build a business and stuff, they try to do the buy, borrow, die strategy, but some of them never heard of it, and they're like, wait, what is that? And it's like, oh, you can borrow against your assets, and it's like, but don't you have to pay back the debt? It's like, you could if you want. But at the same time, it's like, if your money is building faster than the debt, than the percentage of what you owe on the debt, you know,
you're always a net positive in there.
Yeah, you're always in a net positive. Yeah.
That's the idea with like margin loans as well. You know? Like,
yeah.
It's dangerous though, of course, and you know, just.
I think what makes like the thing of it is that what makes borrowing dangerous is that you don't know what investments are going to make money. Because like something can happen that could screw it up, or what if you lose your job and you took out a big loan?
And you never know when another 2008 happens, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, at the same time, you could get lucky too, and that's why I think that's where a lot of people start thinking that, you know, the stock market is gambling, because in a sense, if you're only thinking short term, then short term you really don't know what's gonna happen. Is it gonna be another 2008 next year, or is it gonna be a boom, boom, boom skyrocket?
It's just that, like, you know, like, everyone worries about debt, and I understand that. Because, like, you know, like, whenever you talk to, like, someone in the middle class about debt, they'll be like, no, I want to avoid it like the plague. Because they're so used to consumer debt, right? But they're not used to, like, debt, like, from a business, or debt for, like, for investment, right? Because businesses, they think this way. And, you know, when you even think about the government, right? If you have like government debt, right, And government debt, right? Let's just imagine that the government debt, right, is like way less than it is now, right? Let's say it's around $1 million, right? But then our GDP is like two billion, right? So let's just say that it went up to like 1 billion for the debt, and then we still make 2 billion in the GDP. That's still pretty good when you think about it, because
that's why there is a GDP to debt to GDP ratio, right?
Yeah, because I think the reason why the debt is such a big deal, at least as a good political talking point, is because we just see that it's like, what is it, 39 trillion right now? Like, we still don't measure it compared to GDP, which is very funny, because I'm like, where's the GDP number? Because if you actually take the GDP number, it should be like relatively close to it. I think it's going to be off by like maybe 2 trillion or maybe 3 trillion.
It does say now that the US debt to GDP ratio is now over 120%.
Right. So how much trillion is it? Like, how much trillion is GDP compared to
our
debt?
GDP right now says it's 30 trillion. Our
So
debt
30
is 37 trillion.
37 trillion. Okay, got it.
It's almost 1-to-1.
Yeah, it's almost 1-to-1. So the thing of it is that like most people would look at that and it's like, yeah, we're not making a lot. We're like still 7 trillion short, right? But the weird thing is that if you look at history, and this is probably like critical thinking on your guys' part, right? Because like I am not an expert on it, but when I think about it, right, the reason why governments always end up in debt is because they always end up trying to put more programs for people.
Yes, of course.
And the thing of it doesn't matter if it's for the military or if it's for their own personal research or if it's for like their own business ventures overseas or in house.
We could tell that because at least as far as the federal government is concerned, we can see the breakdown of the budget.
Yeah.
It goes, majority of it, like literally almost 40 to 50% goes to Medicare and Social Security.
Right.
That is that's like almost half the budget.
Yeah.
Defense comes in at like 13% or something, which is the third or the fourth. Yeah. It's the same amount of money that we spend to pay interest on the debt.
Right.
It's about 13%. So 13% is used to service the debt, and then 13% is to the defense, and then you have all the other smaller expenses afterwards.
Right.
But yeah, just like, medical Social Security is very huge.
Yeah. And like, even though it seems like we know what we're talking about, guys, like, you know, I would say do your own research. Like, since this is about critical thinking, like, you know, like don't take all your information from 2 guys on YouTube.
Right.
You know, I think every financial like YouTuber would say the same thing, because it's like, this is not financial advice. This is basically based on my own observations and my own research. But you know, the reason why we like talking about this stuff because it gets us thinking. That's also part being a critical thinker.
Critical thinking, in terms of this, would be like you always want to try to seek contradictory information.
Right.
So whatever your position is or your biases is, whether you're left, right, again, it doesn't have to be just left, right, but like,
it doesn't even have to be politics.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be politics. But I'm just using it because it's like this very it's easy to understand for us.
Nah, yeah, I'm just telling the chat that.
No matter where you sit in a certain like topic, if you believe one thing, you always want to seek counter arguments to it, and you actually want to actively do that.
Right. Yeah.
Because the problem is, like, if you rely on YouTube or you rely on your social media, it's not gonna give it to you, right? AI or not AI, but like algorithms in general are designed to feed your bias.
Yeah.
Like, it knows what you like watching and what makes you feel good. But part of critical thinking is you always want to get out of your box.
Yeah.
Seek the ones that doesn't make you feel good. If it's an opposing viewpoint, you want to hear that at least.
Yeah.
At least you want to hear what the other side thinks.
Yeah.
And so, for example, if we have we're arguing right now that the debt is going to collapse the country, just as an example, right? Then you want to seek information like, Because I'm pretty sure there are going to be opinions out there that would say, debt is actually good. It's good that we're, it's not a concern at all.
Because for me, like when I think of the U.S. debt, for example, if you live in the U.S., right? Yeah, that is a big number, and like I am kind of worried about it. But at the same time, it's not my whole entire world or circumference, because the thing of it is that I can be worried about it, but I can't control it because I can't control what the government spends. Now, a lot of people will say, like, but we have to worry about which leaders are going to use the debt, or how many leaders are planning to, like, spend money frivolously on programs that probably will make us more in debt and all that stuff. But at the same time, I would have to say that countries are always going to have more debt than what they take in GDP, like, more likely than, I would have to say, having a surplus. Like, because that's happened in history over and over again. Because the country gets more profitable, and when it gets more profitable, what happens? They get a little bit negligent, and what they do, they try to get more debt to basically finance ventures that they know that they can expand the country with.
Yeah, so a big country right now with a huge debt to GDP is Japan. Now, it also matters who the debt is owed to. So I know in Japan, it's actually owed to Bank of Japan, because Bank of Japan is the one that's buying their own debt, which is I don't know how that works, to be honest. But USA is 120. There are like better countries than us, of course. Like if you look at Germany at 66 GDP to debt ratio, Israel is at 58. Then you have like Finland. Finland's at 74 or whatever, So, yeah, that definitely is a lot more complicated than just like, at least the government debt.
Yeah, because we live in our economic system. Like, if you guys don't know, like, I'm not an expert, like I said, but from what I've read, it seems more like it's a debt-based society. Because the reason why it's a debt-based society is because businesses want you to take loans out. Banks want you to take loans out because they want you to keep spreading the money. They want to make sure that the money is constantly spreading, because if we live in a deflationary society where the money supply is not printed a lot, then we would hoard the money and the money won't flow anywhere. And that's also a society that we can't be in, because...
I mean, we know that in China. China is happening where they have a deflationary. So they have a different problem than the US.
Yeah.
It's
just the opposite. It's just the opposite.
It's the opposite.
Yeah. But
they don't have a consumeristic society, so their society saves a lot of money.
Right.
And so prices are falling. Not only that, but their businesses are actually trying to do capitalism.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is they're actually trying to lower their prices so that they can capture market share.
Right.
And so prices are falling, and there's a deflationary thing that's happening in China. Interesting fact real quick. Apparently Russia only has 17% debt to GDP ratio, so they have very low debt. Russia.
I see.
But it's definitely different economy, right? Like, you could argue that certain European countries have higher GDP or better economy than Russia, even though they have like a high debt.
Yeah. Like I think like every country is different because based on geography and based on the resources that they have. Because like for me, like in Asia, right? It's like hard for me to believe, but it's so interesting that Taiwan is just so powerful. Like when it comes to like semiconductors and stuff, and I'm like, really? Like, because it's like it's a small island nation, right? And you're like, wow, they have so much power over the tech world. Like you would think like mainly technology, right? Like back then in the 90s, you would think of like Japan. You would think of Japan having that type of power, or like early 2000s, you would think of Korea having that type of power.
Right.
But it's Taiwan, and it's like, wow, like every country is unique in its own way, and it will have its economy work in unique ways. And I think the thing that gets complicated, especially when it comes to money and finance in the world, is that we don't have a global system that kind of allows these economies to work in unison with each other. And I think that's why we get into so much conflicts when it comes to like wars, resources, because like one country has a type of resources that we need, like like in the US, right? We do have oil, right? But we don't have crude oil, and that's usually what we need for like heavy machinery. Like we do have oil, but we don't have as much crude oil as like other places.
We know the big talk recently is the rare earths, right?
Yeah, the rare earths is also important.
And
too,
apparently America is having problems getting rare earths because I mean, at least to my impression, it doesn't seem like America has a lot of rare earths. And it happened to be where China has a lot of rare earths.
Right. Like,
And,
I think like
it's very
anywhere
interesting.
on that side of the world, they probably will have a lot of rare earths, I think.
And I think like China is exploiting the fact that they do have this almost monopoly and huge influence when it comes to rare earths. Right?
Oh yeah. That's where like geopolitics come in, where it's like, oh, I have this special thing you want. Like it's like the same thing as like with food, right? It's like I have mangoes, right? It's like I know your people love mango boba. I know your people like mango ice cream. Like like give us this and we'll give you all the mangoes you need. Like the supply and demand type of behavior. But at the same time, it's like, what happens if one country just has all the water, right? Like a lot of people won't stand for the fact that you guys are hoarding the water, like you're exploiting us just so that you can get favors from us for giving us at least some water to drink at least for one day.
Well, okay, here's a actual real life example of that conflict. Okay,
Right.
and here's a conflict. Okay, Ethiopia sits on the upstream of the Nile, the River Nile, right? So the Nile flows through Sudan and goes to Egypt. Right? So a lot of Egyptians rely on the Nile. So they have a lot of cities near the river, and they obviously need the water for their own uses, right? How do we discuss as a world, or as people, like if Ethiopia wants to build a dam, a hydroelectric dam, which will of course affect Egypt, that's the seed of conflict right there.
Yeah. Like I think it's also like like what happened with Venezuela, right? Like the U.S. was like kind of getting threatened by the fact that China was talking to Venezuela a lot.
China is, to be fair, talking to almost everyone.
Yeah, pretty much. Like they're doing what countries do. And
it was talking to Panama. It was talking to Chile.
Yeah.
It was trying to negotiate ports, essentially.
Yeah.
So they want ports for certain. But that's what's interesting about China, is that the fact that they are the trade leader in the world, right? I think they surpassed the U.S. when it comes to trade.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I believe so.
Now they have enough leverage to actually be like, hey, if you want to keep trading with us, or they can use it as a soft power to get deals everywhere.
Yeah, and like when it like even though like we're from the US, guys, like I'm just basically here for the ride. I'm not basically taking sides or anything, because there were times like when I went on YouTube, right, there would be like some people that were Americans that were living in China, and they would give the totally opposite perspective of how we in the US think of China, right? Now I'm not saying like like I support the Chinese government or anything like that. I'm just basically saying like there's a different perspective that probably we're not seeing because of our biases, and I try to see like what is it that I'm not seeing about about China, because like when we look at their electric cars and stuff and the stuff that they make there, they're like, if they were to sell their Chinese electric cars here, I can't imagine what would happen, because
I think it will just kill Tesla now.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, because I'm like with DeepSeek too, right? Because you have to pay like $15 for the cheapest price for the subscription to ChatGPT, but like compared to like DeepSeek, where you can just access it for free, right? It's just crazy. Like despite the amount of lack of like technical resources that China had, they were able to create like an AI system that was almost close. Like I don't know how the computing power is compared to the two, but you know, like when you lack resources, you have the engineers to rely on, and the engineers, they usually pay back tenfold. You know.
Yep.
Hey Sascha, how's it going? What's the best part of your day so far, my friend? Yeah, we're just like talking about critical thinking, my friend. So you being a math PhD student, you could probably like relate.
We are
thinking.
Jumping from topic to topic right now.
Yeah, we're basically talking about critical thinking, and we went to geopolitics, and like I guess we're getting into international like affairs and stuff. But yeah, like I think Rainier, me and him go into like the world a lot. It's like we always end up either going into politics or finance or like something like related to like I guess quote unquote adulting, which I really hate that word. Yeah, so like that's basically the fun of the chat, is like we're just two millennials just talking about what we know, and we know we don't know that much, but that's the best part of like being, I guess, like young but still have experience, is that we know that we lack knowledge and there's always more to learn. Which is why we love talking about things like critical thinking and all that stuff, because when it comes to like critical thinking, when it comes to academia, you don't really see a lot of it that much unless you actually have to do hard problems. And I'm not talking about hard problems in textbooks. I'm talking about hard problems as if like it's a problem that you want to solve, but you just don't know how to solve it because it can ruin things if you do one particular thing that you think will fix it. Like you solve one part of the problem, but then you make 12 other problems. And you just end up wondering, like, how do I solve all these other problems if I fix this one problem? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the same with like society, right? Like everyone's like I think the reason why the older you get, the more conservative you become, is because you feel as if that you've already lived through the system, and you feel like if someone changes it while you're old, you will lose all the benefits of the said system when they change the system.
Yeah. It's about power almost, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, in the sense that like the older you are, the more power you have, just because of, because you are older. And, say like you've been working, or you've been doing X, Y, and Z, and you've been pooling all your money, your influence, and your power.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's kind of the same idea as NIMBYs. Do you know what NIMBYs stand for?
No.
So they're like the irony that, and in this case, they're not necessarily conservatives. These might be people that are like super liberals and super for like, you know, cheap housing and stuff like that. But NIMBYs stand for not in my backyard, and these are the people that espouse all these good ideas, I mean, you know, noble liberal ideas, but they'll, when it comes to voting in their local neighborhood, when there's a proposition to, we can build dense housing apartments here so we can accommodate this many people, instead of having single family homes, they will vote overwhelmingly no. They'll be like, all right, not in my backyard. Like, yeah, we are for this, but not in our backyard.
So they're for like the change of the world, but as long as it doesn't affect their local community.
Yep. It's almost like, yeah, and that's kind of like the tricky part with ideas in general, right?
Yeah.
You may be for it in the internet or when you espouse it in social media, but when it comes time for action,
your actual community, you feel as if like, I don't want that.
You may actually do the very exact opposite.
Right, yeah, I get that. I think like for me, like I'm so used to people like doing 180s on certain things. Like if they, like say if they give advice, but they don't follow their own advice when it comes to certain events or certain particular situations. That's why like I've kind of like, I don't really like make people feel as if like, you're a hypocrite because you didn't stand for what you said. But at the same time, like, I feel like there's always going to be situations like that all the time, because you're going to be constantly thinking about those repercussions if you do it a specific way. Like, I know I'm being abstract here, but it's like, that happens all the time. And a lot of people love to point to the person and saying they're being a hypocrite. But in actuality, they're actually critically thinking about what happens if they actually enforce what they've spouted in a particular scenario, and they see that it doesn't end up well for them. you know? Or maybe they just feel like it's not going to go in the right way because based on what they know about the system near them, you know? So, I would have to say that, like, I don't want to be the one to call someone a hypocrite, and I don't want to be the one to basically say you're... Like, I don't want to be the one to basically say that the person's being a bad person. That's all I want to say. Because, like, you know, like, a lot of people, like, I didn't know that cancel culture, like, when you call someone out on, like, you know, their BS, that's also considered cancel culture. I never knew that. But, like, I don't want to be the individual that puts that out into someone's face. But a lot of people love to be that individual. They want to be the one that basically says, you're wrong because you just contradicted yourself. And at the same time, I'm like, okay, where are we going with this? Cause no, they just want to do it because they just feel like, oh yeah, I'm right, you're wrong, now feel stupid, now bow before me.
A lot of people love that. I feel like it makes them feel better, right?
Yeah, it makes them feel better, but at the same time, it's like, do you have anything to go after that? Are you gonna help them be a better person afterwards?
Sometimes the hypocrisy thing is like always there when it comes to whenever you have like political talks, right?
Oh yeah.
You know, Obama or Trump or left and right.
But even like family dynamics, right? Like family dynamics, right? You're gonna be a hypocrite. Let's say like you know, it's like the typical thing where the son commits a crime and then suddenly he comes home and he tells his dad or his mom, is like, I committed a crime. And then basically what do the parents do? They betray what they taught the kid and basically say, oh, I'm gonna make sure that you're not caught. It's like stuff like that, and it doesn't even have to be political. So, like, for me, I feel as if, like, calling out people on their hypocrisy and stuff, I feel like it just doesn't get anywhere. You point it out, but then what do you do? What do you do afterwards? Are you gonna make it productive so the person realizes that what they did was wrong, and then they actually have the ability to, like, come forward with it? Or are you doing it just to basically say, I'm better, you're inferior, now accept the fact that you're a bad person? You know? It's like stuff like that, and like I think that's the reason why a lot of people are just like so tense right now, because it's like people just want to get power by basically saying, I'm right, you're wrong, now just basically accept the fact that you can't fight back. You know? Yeah,
it's just the virtue, I mean, they call it virtue signaling.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it makes people feel good.
Yeah, it makes people
feel like they are morally right, I guess.
Yeah. But like, you know, well, getting back to like critical thinking, right? Like, what if you are in that situation, right? That's when you like. I think critical thinking is also like when you can actually stop yourself from actually responding in a like an emotional manner. You know.
Yes. You want to start thinking.
Yeah, Go on. Sorry.
Well, first of all, you want to be fair.
Yeah.
And it's no matter if the other person is being unfair to you.
Right.
Critical thinking is being able to be like, take yourself, like you said, take your emotions out as much as possible.
Yeah.
And then, first you wanna see, okay, do they have a point?
Yeah.
Do I need to change something, or am I actually in the wrong? And because I feel like part of critical thinking is being able to admit that sometimes you're wrong, because not a single person is perfect, right?
Yeah, and that takes a lot of courage.
It takes a lot of courage to admit that, okay, sometimes maybe I'm wrong here, I'm wrong there.
If you guys can take away from everything that we said, or like take away one thing, I would have to say, to admit that you're wrong, or to admit you don't know something, it takes a lot of courage to say it, and it takes a lot of humility to admit it.
Yep.
Like, if there's something I don't know, I will tell you guys that I don't know. Like, because the thing of it is that if I don't know, then that means there's something I have to learn. And that's good for me, because I like learning things. Some people don't like learning things at all. They feel like, oh, as long as I know this and this skill, and just to implement it in my life and make sure that it works out for me, then that's all I need to know. And I mean, like, if it's good for them, then it's good for them. But for me, that's a sad way to live, in my point of view.
Yep. I mean, some people are very confident about their viewpoints, right? Like,
yeah. Like, some people are just very stubborn with it too.
I would say Milano too.
Say what?
But you know, I would just say personally, I would say my mom is one. Like my mom is like very confident about her work.
Oh, like she's very certain about what happens, and she feels as if she has a good beat on things.
No, she's just not the type of person I feel that harnesses critical thinking.
No, I mean from
I
her
love my mom
perspective.
so much, but
Like from her perspective, she feels like she has a good beat on things, right? Because of her experience
probably.
and her viewpoint.
I can't speak for her perspective per se.
Right.
Like from because I would never know that. But
Yeah.
But when I have discussions with her and the stuff that she says, I can sense that she's just a very confident person.
Yeah.
And confident sometimes to a fault, because sometimes you are always confident. You're always trying to say like giving advices all the time.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can be patronizing in a sense. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Like I can make my own decisions. You don't need to flood me with your advice.
Viewpoint. Yeah.
Because you're very confident about your advice or your viewpoint.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like
But,
that's why I never give advice to anybody.
I mean, it's okay as long as it's as long as it's coming from a critical thought advice.
Yeah.
I think, in my opinion.
Yeah.
As long as like a proper advice is an advice that you can say what the cons are of the advice.
Yeah.
You'll say an advice and you'll have a disclaimer. You'll say something like, oh, but then it might not be good in certain situations, or here are the disadvantages of my advice.
Right.
Or these are the key things that you need to look out for. It's not always positive, because I mean it's rare for an advice or for something to just be positive, unless it's very generic. Because if it's very generic, then it's just generic. Right?
Yeah.
It'll apply to anything.
Right.
like if I say like, be good with your finances, guys. That's my advice. I mean, that's never gonna be wrong. But it's so general. Like,
it's very general, and you don't know what that. And many people have different perspectives of what that means.
Yeah.
And but at the same time, like there are some people that just want you to spoon feed them a lot, and they just want you to do that for the rest of their existence.
Oh, yeah.
And that's something you don't want to do. But
that's why we want to encourage critical thinking.
Yeah, because I think the thing of it is, I understand it, because like for me, when it comes to repairing things, like if it's the basic repairs, like I could probably do it. But if it's something more complicated, like taking things apart and putting the machine back together, that's something that I feel kind of like on edge about. Hey Ronster, how's it going?
Do you think you'll be able to change a tire right now if you need to? If your car broke down?
For me, if I have the tools I need...
If you have the tools, say if you have the jack and the...
I would be a little bit antsy, but knowing me, if I'm alone by myself and I have no one rushing me, like my dad or something, it's probably possible. But if my dad is with me, he's probably gonna like rush me, and he's gonna make me feel anxious, and I'm like, I can't work with you at this point. Like that would probably be me though. But if I'm like stranded on the road, I would feel that anxiety. Like I'll be like, oh crap, I'm in trouble because the tire's out. Now I got to get out and change it, and like, do I even have a spare? Like, that's when the emotions come out. But then I have to realize like, hey, like I haven't used a spare tire yet, and I probably have a jack, so I probably will get it now. So it's probably time for me to actually do it. I will struggle, like, getting the bolts out and stuff, but at the same time, it's like, I might as well just, like, make mistakes now before I can make them later, Like, if that were to happen. Because, like, when it comes to, like, helping my dad out with, like, handyman stuff, like, he always rushes me, and, like, whenever I do something whenever he tells me to do something and I don't do it the way he envisions it, he gets so impatient, and he ends up saying my name in a very hissy fit way. And I really hate that. And I'm like, and I understand because my dad is not very great with English, but at the same time, it's like, you didn't really explain the instructions well. Like, what am I supposed to do? And yet he's hissing at me like I'm dumb,
Yeah, I hear you.
So, yeah, I mean, that happens with Asian dads a lot. Like if you guys, like, have experience, like, seeing that, like, with Asian parents, like, there's a lot of gaslighting, and it's not always good. It's never good, actually. But if you point it out to your parents, they'll be like, no, that's the way I raised you. So they're always going to continually saying that they're right and you're wrong, because it's like part of like the Asian culture.
Yeah, in a sense, that's just, your parents are always going to be right in a sense, right? They will always feel like.
Yeah, based on their experience, yeah. But at the same time, like, at least with my mom, if I say something is off and she looks at it close enough, she's like, oh, okay, yeah, you're right, that's off. But when it comes to like my dad, and I think a lot of Asian dads, like, they will basically say, no, that's not the way I interpret it. Or like, no, like, I didn't say it that way.
Okay.
Like, it's like stuff like that. And like many like Asian Americans find that very, very annoying. Which is probably why a lot of Asian Americans move out of their parents' houses.
Ironic, because it's in an Asian culture to like, to like take care of your parents.
To take your parents, and like, yeah, like, like even in Asia, right? You still have like sons and daughters still living with their parents, even though they got like a successful full-time job.
Right.
Like that, I carry that tradition to like myself, right? And like one of my friend's mothers, right? She was like wondering, like, why is it that like for me, like, why is it that like I don't move out? Like, she asked that question, and is like, doesn't he want to like live his own life? Like, like, doesn't he want to live somewhere on his own and all that stuff? And like my best friend basically had to tell her, no, like he's okay taking care of his dad, and he's okay with like, like living the simple life, Like, even though he doesn't have his own house or his own car, it's like, it's fine because he doesn't really need those things. Because like for me, as long as I have a computer, like the ability to like watch stuff that I find entertaining, like the internet connection and a toilet and like a shower and stuff, like, and food and water, I'm good. I feel like I don't need anything else. Everything else is just extra.
Yeah, you're not like you don't feel the need for a lot of materialistic things. Yeah. You're not materialistic.
There was like a point where I was actually debating on whether I should like try to hire a dating coach. There was like a part of me that was kind of like tempted to do that.
Why not? That's a question.
Do you mean why don't I take that opportunity?
Yeah.
I think like I did talk to one. Like because the thing of it is that for me, I'm like at a place where like I did therapy because I was in a good place, and I felt like I wanted just to do therapy for that. And I thought the same way with a dating coach, and I was like, maybe like I saw like something on Instagram about like this person who's a dating coach, right? I DM'd them, right? And I looked at their rates, right? Like the rate that they're going for is like $500 to $1,000. And I don't know how many sessions there are in a month, but I'm guessing that each session is probably $250 each session.
Wow.
So I'm guessing that you would probably have to pay $500 per month if that's the case. And if it ranges from $500 to $1,000, then I'm guessing that you pay from a range of either $500 per session or you pay $250 per session.
That seems like kind of a lot, to be honest.
I think it's because like nowadays people are trying to select the right clientele now, because when it comes to like online business, you have such a basket of people. And because you have such a basket of people, if you market yourself right, you can pick the clients that are willing to pay your rate.
Yeah.
You know, because like I think nowadays, right, like when it came to like say like go to door, you had to make sure you accommodate the customers you can get. But like now, because of the internet, I think a lot of people are learning from like entrepreneurs that basically say, no, if they're not willing to pay your rate, they're not worth your time, because these are the people that are the cheapskates, and these are the people that are not going to be on your program willingly or committed to it, which I understand.
Sure. There's gotta be someone with a better rate out there, right? You should be able to find one.
Yeah, but like for me, it's like not really a priority one, but at the same time, it's something that I would probably like say like, oh, I want to like learn it on the side to basically say, I tried it. You know, it's like something like that.
Here's a speculation. What do you think you would learn from a dating coach?
Well, based on what the dating coach that I saw, they basically, the way they market it, and it's probably good marketing, they market it as if you don't need pickup lines, you don't need to do like to be the alpha male, quote unquote, and all that stuff. Like they kind of spoke to my style. It's like you just basically have to present yourself the way you are, not the way that you try to present yourself that you want to be. You get what I'm saying? It's sort of like, because like with dating, like a lot of guys try to posture a lot, and like I think women also posture a lot. So you know, I think the reason why women posture is because they want to know that this man is going to make them safe, make them feel secure, and make sure that this man is going to listen to whatever issues that they go through, and like, you know, try not to problem solve everything. Like basically just listen, you know. There's, and I know like in chat there's gonna be a lot of stuff that I'm leaving out, but I'm just basically saying it just to make, you know, save time. But like the way the marketing for what this dating coach said was like, I'm gonna teach you to basically be able to date being your authentic self, and you're not gonna need any of those weird tricks that mostly guys say to guys to each other, like be the alpha male or do any of this, like, you know, like toxic masculinity garbage. You know, that sort of thing. You know, that sort of thing. So I was like, okay, she knows how to market herself well, and it's from like and she's a woman, so I'm like, oh, she's gonna give me like the perspective that a woman would be looking for, that doesn't seem like it's driven by toxic masculinity, you know?
Right.
And if anyone, like, this is like probably if anyone in chat says that doesn't exist, like for me, I kind of feel like it does exist, but that's my perspective, okay? From your perspective, it probably doesn't exist, and you know what? Like I will let you say that it doesn't exist if that's your perspective.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much, you don't exactly need to be a super masculine person to attract, you know, because I mean, you will only attract what you present to be, right?
Yeah.
So if you are masculine presenting, then you'll attract girls that are into that.
And also, like the dating coach basically said, like I will coach you to be able to attract the right girl for you at the right places where you will feel that you're most confident. Like, you know, that's that sort of thing. So I'm like, okay, maybe there's some tiny tidbits that I might have to learn. Or maybe like, you know, how to present myself better or something like that with my own personality. You know what I'm saying? But for me, it's like, am I truly committed to be like focused on like dating, right? And for me, it's like, it's sort of like a secondary build-up. It's like a skill that I can probably just like I'm trying to, like, to me it feels secondary. It doesn't feel like a priority one, you know? It's like, it feels like it's another thing that I can make an extension of myself to be a better person, but at the same time it's like, is it a priority one?
Priority, I understand what
it's like it's like if I were to take up pickleball and I just do that for fun, you know? And like that's how I was thinking of it. That's why I felt like maybe I shouldn't be committed to a coach yet, because it's like, one, I don't think I want to pay like that much right now, or I'm not at a place where I can, because I don't want to sell any of my assets and I want to make sure that my money is there for paying my bills. At the same time, I feel as if like part of me did feel guilty because this person did seem like nice and genuine, and like it sounded like she was dedicated to what she wanted, what she was doing for her business. But at the same time, like I'm probably not at a place where I can invest that much money to basically say I want to be a better, like a better guy to go on dates with, you know?
Yeah. Well, first of all, here we gotta kind of almost think like.
Yeah. Before you go into that point, I will be right back. Just give me 1 second.
Okay, sure.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys.
Welcome back.
Hopefully you were able to take a rest break to Rainier if you
Yes,
were
I
able to. Okay. Yeah, Ronster dating coach. Yeah. A Hitch. Yeah, like the movie Hitch. Yeah. But I am not Will Smith. I'm like the other actor that like Will Smith helps in that movie. If that was the case. Some people got to do what they got to do. Yeah, true.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Because for me, it's
I think it's a good idea, in my opinion. Dating coaches.
yeah,
but-
because like I'm still thinking about it now because I'm like, because like I do have money to spare, to be honest with you. Like but at the same time, it's like, am I really dedicated for it? Am I ready for it? You know?
My question is more like, the only thing is though, I feel like
Yeah.
your problem is not necessarily attracting someone. I think it's like the problem is more you finding someone. So it's more the opportunity to meet someone rather than
Yeah.
like when you meet your person. I feel like you'll easily be able to like woo them, you know.
Right.
So I think I'm more interested in a dating coach that would give advice about where to
Yeah. Find like a more probability to find the person that you're looking for in the right environment that makes you confident, right?
and it depends on your it depends on your personality, because obviously no one should be giving advice to go to bars and stuff and
Right, yeah, like, yeah, it's kind of funny because like, like based on the marketing of the dating coach that I was talking to, like she was basically like, you don't need to go to a bar, you don't need to go to movies, which is a terrible dating idea. Oh, thank you, Ronster. Yeah, Kevin James. Yeah, that's the actor's name. Yeah, I'm Kevin James if like I were to do like that type of scenario. But yeah, yeah, like I think mainly I was kind of tempted to actually see a dating coach because I want to be able to put myself in the situations where I can probably find that particular person that is right for me, and that vibes with me in the place where I feel the most confident. Because maybe I'm not looking at the right places. You know,
Yeah.
those could be a big thing. But at the same time, like for me, it's like not a priority one. But at the same time, like I'm still thinking about it now, because like I do have money I can spare for that. But at the same time, it's like, am I committed to like actually go out and like try to find like these particular people, you know? That's another thing, because I don't want to have to like drive to the city or anything like that. It's like stuff like that, and I have to like ask myself these deep questions, and I think this is going to be like a big decision that I would have to think about really hard, because like you know, coaches are never very cheap, and I understand why they're not cheap, because they make their business just like trying to coach people as much as they can, but also they like, I think now because of the internet, coaches and tutors, they're trying to tutor less people, but they're trying to give more in their sessions. That's why they're charging so much, because like when I think of tutors, right, I'm surprised that there are certain tutors that would charge like $200 a month just to tutor someone online. And I think the reason why they make the rates so high is because they're tutoring less people. And I think because they want to be that grade A product, like for themselves, to basically say, hey, I am a tutor, I know this particular material, I will tutor you like the one-on-one teacher that you never had. Because the thing of it is that I think entrepreneurs, like, now we've gotten to a place where people, like, if they're too cheap, they're not a client for you. Like, it's like how people, like, because, like, my best friend, he works at a barbershop, right? They're trying to be a high-end barbershop, right? But, like, people are so used to barbershops being, like, very cheap compared to, like, you know, the high-end ones that could probably cost, like, only, like, maybe a fraction of what a salon would be, you know? Like, the reason why I say that is because I don't know how much salons cost. So that's why I'm like, you know, if anyone knows how salon charges, run rates, like, please let me know, because I think salons, they charge more compared to barbershops. Like, that's my my experience. That's the way I think of it through my experience, but I could be wrong. So, you know, like anyone in chat knows, please put it down. But at the same time, I think because we have emphasized this stance of being an entrepreneur so much that people are just looking for the clients that are right for them, just like how people are looking for the right person for them and romantically, you know?
So it's almost like, that's funny, that's ironic you say that. It's like finding the right coach is like finding the right person
to date. Yeah. But that's how it is now, though, because like that's why like the rates for like, you know, one-on-one sessions with a coach or with like a special therapist, it's all, especially if they're working for themselves, I think it's going to be a lot higher, because it's like, yo, I value myself and I know what service that I can provide, but I have to make sure that I'm getting paid right. So, you know, like to make sure that my business maintains, like I'm not going to undercharge just because I need customers. I'm going to charge my rate, and that's where I'm going to stick with, because that's my rate to maintain my business and maintain the lifestyle that I've created for myself. Which I respect. That's why for me, I don't like hangling. Like if I have to hangle something that's a service, I hate that, because it's like I'm cheap and I want to get your service, and I know I want to get your service, but I'm not going to pay you what you're worth. And I'm like, no, that's not vibing with me. But of course, like with Asian parents, right? Like
Asian culture,
we're so used to they're so used to hangling. They know they want the person.
If you don't haggle, you're getting ripped off.
Yeah,
like, that's the idea.
But at the same time, it's like I get it if it's like for like a particular tire or a particular like part or whatever, but at the same time, like I think haggling is just too much trouble for its worth, because it makes the service person not want to work with you, because it seems like you want this thing but you're not going to buy it because you're too cheap. Come on. Like, you know, like I understand, because like people are like, yo, they're gonna like overcharge me, they're gonna swindle me out of my like money, because this thing is actually worth $10 and they're charging $20. But then like you have to think about where that $20 is going. It's going to the supplier, it's going to the store, it's going to like so many places. And sometimes we forget that, because we look at the price and we think it's just for that item, but like that money is going to every place. It's being distributed in more places than
the supply chain,
than and just like buying it. Yeah,
you have some profit. The owner will have a little bit of profit margin.
Yeah,
depending on the industry. But
yeah, they gotta pay the store, they gotta pay the supplier, they gotta pay the company that paid for the supply. Like that's how money flows.
Overhead. But yeah, interesting, dating coach. But yeah, like you said, it's something that you gotta think about. I mean, yeah.
I mean, like, do you have more of an opinion on that? Like, actually,
I have never thought about a dating coach. Totally.
Let's see.
Yeah, I don't know if I would consider it, but I feel like in our age, you know, if you're single, I think I would actually suggest it.
I mean, like, maybe the dating coach will help me write a good dating profile.
or like, you know how like there are certain things that will boost your chances if you are assuming like you're going to do like online.
Yeah.
Online apps. Like there are certain like actually good advice. For example, like the types of pictures that you put in there.
Yeah.
Has a huge effect on your success.
Yeah. I would probably have to like ask my friend, like luckily I have some friends that are good with cameras. So I could probably like ask him, it's like, hey, I need to take some photos for a dating app, like do you know how to take good photos? Because like I noticed that like, because like the photos I have, they're good, but like they're not old. Well, I mean they're probably like years old, but at the same time like they have my hair in a particular style. And like now I noticed that I really like having my hair buzz cut, and it's super short. So I probably like have to take new photos if I were to put my stuff on a dating app.
Sure. Yeah.
You know.
Like photos, or how do you filter people?
Yeah.
What tags do you put in?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see. Monster says, I feel as though it has to be a mutual decision for a spot to date. Yeah. For
Mutual
me,
decision for what? Sorry.
a mutual decision for a spot to date.
Oh, spot.
Yeah. I think for me, it's like I love going to bookstores. I love like I like cafes because like they're nice and quiet. I don't like clubs. Like clubs, I like the only time I would go in a club is like if I was just with a group of friends and they just want to go in, and I'm like, okay, but it's just too noisy. Like, and like it's not my kind of scene, mainly.
Yeah.
And I think like with guys, like I think this is where critical thinking goes out of the loop. Like if you try to date and you're using critical thinking when dating, you're gonna end up in a rabbit hole that doesn't work. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
like I'm sorry.
It's so irrational out there.
No, like you think like the most critical thing you could think of on a date, you end up messing it up because it's so critical. Because it doesn't flow and it doesn't feel authentic, and that's why it feels so wrong, and like that's why you make people so uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean it's almost like sometimes like people say be who you naturally are, but what if you're just naturally
Oh no, like no, when I hear that advice, like be yourself, I don't know what that means because I'm an INFJ, so I'm literally like a person that applies himself to be the person that the person needs to be.
Oh.
So when you tell me to be myself, I don't know what that means. I literally just become what I think the person's expectations are going to be based on my behavior.
That's an interesting personality trait. Yeah. Like you don't set your own personality. It's almost like what the other person needs instead.
Yeah, that's basically how I am mainly. Let's see. Once I had a friend who wanted me to train a diffusion model on him. He ended up using that model for generating pictures of him for dating apps. Oh wow, that's funny.
Oh okay, yeah.
Using math just to basically create better photos of himself for a dating app.
Is that AI? That's AI, right?
Like, is it AI, Sasha? Like, actually confirm that with us. Is it AI, or did he just made a computer program that basically just made the images like more authentic? Oh, it is AI. Okay, gotcha. I mean, that's clever. That's clever.
That's clever, actually. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've used AI to basically try to create a cover for my novel. So, like, actually I should send that to you, Rainer, on Discord. Because I think, like, the problem is that I made the back and I made the front and I made the spine. The problem is that whenever I try to combine them together, like using AI, it messes up the synopsis or it messes up the cover or the characters. And it really gets annoying, And that really, like, irritates me. I'm like, oh my gosh, you made this perfect. You made these things perfect, but you can't combine them together. It's so annoying to me. Let me see if I can find it. Where is it? But luckily Canva, I was able to like combine them together. Yeah, I just sent it to you on Discord.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, wow, that's actually...
I mean, there's probably like a mistake in there somewhere because it's AI, but it looks pretty cool. So I would probably have to hire an artist just to make it more like detailed and stuff. Let's see. Stable diffusion is the thing that people use to generate pictures using AI. Oh, I didn't know that was the specific name. I use ChatGPT to make the cover for my novel. But I don't know if I'm going to keep that particular one because I might probably have to hire an artist to like see if they can make it for me. Like make it so it looks like it's actually created by an artist. Because I think like we're still way off for like AI to actually generate things that look artistically pleasing. I mean, it's pretty decent, but there's always going to be that small mistake that you find and that's going to irk you always. So
I hear you.
Yeah, but yeah, like I think like the reason why I'm still thinking about the dating coach is because like I think it's because there's a part of me that's like, am I dedicated to making myself a better person? And you know, it is going out of my comfort zone. At the same time, am I willing to go out of my comfort zone and pay the money to go out of my comfort zone? You know, that sort of thing. And like, you know, I had to go to ChatGPT to basically say, am I being too cheap with my growth?
Right. Well, yeah, I feel like this is it's pretty much the time to, you know, get out of your comfort zone, I feel.
Yeah. Let's see. You use Comfy UI. I never heard of that one. That allows you to run custom model. Oh, okay. Maybe Sasha, you can send me a link to that. Because I know there was like several picture AIs out there, like image AIs. The thing of it is that like whenever I put the prompt I want for an AI, it doesn't come out the way I want. Like, I mean, other AI models, like other different types of AI that do the same thing. I mean, like, I'm trying to learn as much as I can with AI. What GPU do you have? I have NVIDIA 4080.
4080.
Yeah. Because I remember because my friend bought the 5080. Like when me and him actually went to get parts.
Bro, like the computer parts nowadays, fucking insane.
They're gonna be way more expensive, especially
The
NVIDIA
RAMs
products.
and
Yeah.
and graphics cards.
Yeah. And that reminds me, I
Wow.
feel like I gotta buy another like 4 gig drive. Like I feel like I want to put another 4 gig drive in my PC. Like I already have 4 terabytes. Sorry, like 4 terabyte drive.
Well, like you're talking about hard drive.
Yeah, hard drive. Yeah, because I have one in there, and I knew I wanted to put 8, but I think like I was like too short on time
Are you using a lot of space just from like your recording and stuff? Because I assume a lot of
honestly space. Like because luckily my dad was like gracious enough to upgrade to like fiber optic. I feel like it hasn't been too much of a problem, but at the same time I feel as if like I'm gonna get more gacha games, and I feel like they're gonna take up a lot of space.
Oh.
That's the only reason why I would probably add more terabytes to my computer. Yeah, it is a good one, Sasha. You should be able to run those models locally. Price on RAM is really bad right now. Yeah, right.
Yep, that's what I heard.
Yeah. But you know, I would have to say like I'm still thinking about, you know, like hiring a dating coach. Because part of me is like, you know, I'm willing to pay like $10 for a course online, you know, for like, you know, say like math or physics, right? So, you know, like for my own personal growth, right? Like I'm willing to pay like over $200 for my subscription to Beachbody so I can like stream like, you know, workouts that I can do every like 5 days a week or 6 days a week depending upon the program, you know. So like so it's something for me to think about mainly. I don't want to think too long because obviously like, you know, like I'm not making income right now. And so like I might as well, like if I can afford it now, I have to basically make sure that I make the decision that yeah, I can afford it now. And
because it's just gonna keep going up.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Blah blah blah.
And of course, Valentine's Day is coming up, and I think this particular dating coach, they're having a particular special thing. Like,
ooh, okay.
So maybe I can message them and ask them about that.
Yeah.
But you know, but critical thinking, there's a good place for it and there's not a not good place for it. The good place for it is when you're actually trying to set up a system that works. Because for me, I don't really believe in goals, I believe in systems. Because if you have a system, then the system is constantly making things, and if you get results from that system, that's because the system is working the way it's supposed to. It's not because you have a goal and you basically say, I got the goal, now I can stop. The system keeps going. But you know, some people like goals. People like say, oh, I reached this benchmark, now I can be happy. But at the same time, like But at the same time, when they reach the goal, they end up saying, "Oh, I'm happy for like 2 or 3 days or 2 weeks," and then suddenly like, "I'm bored. What do I do now?"
Mm-hmm.
You know, hopefully the AI bubble will burst soon. Do you have cash on the side, Sasha? Is that why? You want the prices to go down so you can start investing? Is that why? Or you're just worried that basically the market is just gonna go downturn and you want to make sure you go through it faster than later? I mean, like for me, like I feel like with AI, I feel like it will lead us to like a new world. But the problem is that we have to go through like a kind of like a dystopian era first before like AI becomes the big revolutionary thing that we want it to be. Like how the internet woke us up, like in I would say during our high school years. Because I feel like with YouTube and when YouTube and like Google started to like actually accelerate, that's when I felt like the internet was like its own kind of pioneer type of feel, you know? Like, what do you think, Rainier?
When we were
like when we were in high school, right? It felt like the internet. It felt like the internet was sort of like a pioneering type thing, right?
Yes,
like we were like on a new island and we were basically doing new stuff, right?
Yeah,
because
everything was new.
It was so new, and it felt like we were legit talking to each other, like without any limits. But like now, because like, you know, the internet has gotten more popular and more mainstream, like people worry about what they say, people worry about if they're saying the wrong thing, or people are worried that if I produce this content, it would negatively affect me, or if I say this, will I lose my profits because of this? I feel like it's just so much out there, you know.
I agree.
Let's see. Oh, you guys are being active in the chat. Let's see what we got.
I love
Monster, you said, if the used car bubble ain't bursting yet, then I have no hope for the AI bubble.
Right?
Right. That's true. I mean, the housing bubble, right? There's going to be another housing bubble because, like, I mean, I'm not saying that for sure. I'm not Robert Kiyosaki. but I feel like it might be a bubble because like houses are not getting any less expensive, you know? Yeah, Ronster. Yeah, it is worse. That's worse. Yeah, because like houses are not getting cheaper, and it's harder for people to get like even apartments nowadays. So, you know, that's why I'm so glad that I was not I'm not like, you know, like my other friends that are motivated to get a house. And I understand why they want to move out, because like, you know, parents can be a little bit of a handful if you stay with them too long. But at the same time, like I feel like staying with my parents has been the best decision for me, because like I was able to save money, and luckily I was an only child, so that's a benefit. Because like, you know, everyone will have unfair advantages, and I think like I had a lot of unfair advantages, but I would look at them as defects, because a lot of people say you got to get out of your comfort zone, you got to move out, you got to do what other people do, and I'm like, okay, and I tried it, and and I was like, what's the point of this? Like,
we all live our own lives.
Yeah.
you find your own path.
Sasha says, I'm not convinced that this current AI hype is worth multiple trillions of dollars. Yeah, I agree with you. Like, I agree with you. For me, I feel as if like AI will go through a small burst, but I feel as if like if it's like a .com bubble burst, yeah, it will be pretty bad. But I feel like once that happens, then AI will go through this weird transition phase where it's like how the internet was. Like the .com bubble was really bad, and then when the .com bubble burst, then like the internet was able to subtly slow down, and like people were slowly coming back to it, but they weren't like surging at it like the way businesses were. They were like, yo, this is cool. Like, what is this thing? Google? What is that? And it's like, oh, just Google it. And it's like, that's a thing now. You know? It's like stuff like that, you know? I feel like there will be a slow transitioning period. Because, like, I try to learn as much if I can with AI as possible. So that I can be, like, you know, prepared to, like, utilize it the best way I can. Does that mean I want AI to access my bank account yet? probably not. But you know, like, I want to make sure that the AI does everything that is convenient for me to make things less cumbersome, because I believe it's going to be an age where like people can focus being technicians and not being businessmen or CEOs. Because the thing that makes people hate being CEOs or being corporate leaders is because they have to be worried about stakeholders. They have to prioritize managing over doing the product. And we have to admit that not a lot of people like doing that. They just want to do the thing that they love to do, which is either like they want to focus on that. They want to focus on that teaching. Go on, Rainier.
I was just gonna. Yeah, not everyone is an entrepreneur. Not everyone likes the grind. Right?
Yeah.
We're all unique. Some people love the teaching, love the learning of the science and the creating.
Everyone loves the craft, but everyone doesn't like it making the business out of the craft, because then that takes you out of the craft. Sure, you
Isn't
know.
that like the video with Veritasium?
I don't know.
He went on about
his retirement video.
Yeah, like, but because it's like he loved doing the creation, the video creating, the teaching, and the science, but he had zero time.
Yeah.
And he wanted to spend more time with his family. Apparently, he has 4 kids now. That's
and he wasn't even married yet until like the end of the video.
Right. Yeah, but they've been like fiancés for 7 years. Like, imagine not having the time.
Yeah.
You're just grinding day in, day out.
Yeah, that's the one thing about content creation that I worry about, and like I'm so glad that I have other streams of income that I like don't have to worry about that as much as say creators that rely on that. Cause like the reason why I make these make content for you guys, right? Like is because I find it fun, I find it releasing, and like I get to engage with you guys on a daily basis. And even if I don't make money off of it, which is more likely because like I practically get only like $50 from Twitch like every few months, so I ain't making money doing it. So why is it that I stream things like I stream Genshin for you guys, I stream Zenless Zone, I stream with Rainier on the Second Monday podcast? Like, I'm putting work into it because I enjoy the craft. I want to be the technician forever. I don't want to be a CEO that basically says, "Welcome to UncleTalks Incorporated." You know, like I'm not going to be on the show anymore because like I've gotten tired and I want to spend more time with my family. So I'm going to put Rainier here on alone. You know, I don't want to do that to you guys because I just enjoy like chatting with you guys and just interacting with you guys. But at the same time, like I always have to ask myself, right? If I want to receive more money, what do I have to give to the world in order for me to actually be able to receive that as like the energy I gain back? Because you get what you put out, you know? And
well, I guess it depends on perceived value, right? That's all it comes down.
Yeah.
In order to get money, it's like people have to feel like they're getting some sort of value out of it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's for me, I'm like, what type of value can I put out for you guys, you know? That's the thing, because like I for me, for the new year, because it's the year of the horse and that's my sign, I decided to actually write my novel despite the fact that I might end up writing it badly. So I try to write a page a day. That's one thing. Another thing is that I'm actually trying to do this new routine. One of my math friends, his name is Jed Bundle. I went over this in my math stream, but he basically laid out a foundational track where you can learn mathematics and physics together and learn like how to use mathematics to create physics. And right now, like there's like 4 camps. One camp, camp 1. And like you have to imagine Mount Everest, and the higher you go in the camps, the higher you go to Mount Everest. And the way he set it up is that if you start learning logic and set theory within math proofs, and you do that for 2 months, you're ready for the next step, which is another 2 months, which you learn like basically real analysis and complex analysis, which is basically just a more rigorous version of calculus for like complex numbers and real numbers. So you keep going through just 2-month periods through this material, and eventually you will get to a point where it's like he estimated that this whole entire program that he created, like within like his own video, would take 10 months. Less than a year. So I'm like, I'm gonna try to experiment and see how far I can get. If I'm pretty sure that I'm not gonna make the 10 months.
Well, is it gonna be in your own pace, or is there? It's almost like a class.
The way I plan it is that I'm planning to stream on my math channel maybe 4 times a week just to study this stuff. Like, because like for this first 2 months, I have to actually read 2 books, and I have to actually do problems from these 2 books.
Oh.
But I'm gonna do it at my own pace. Mainly.
2 math and physics related books?
They're mainly math books. One is on logic and one is on set theory.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's not that big a deal, guys. Like, because the thing of it is that like here's where I'm gonna get nerdy here, but like I'm gonna make it like less than a paragraph or less than 3 sentences. Logic is what you use to build numbers, and sets are used when you actually construct the numbers to behave a certain way, mainly. But it's not like that clear cut. Logic is basically helps you make the system, like arithmetic, whilst like the sets are basically help you construct numbers. That's basically what it is. Because you have to learn how to construct the numbers and the systems they work with in order to construct math. And when you do that, then you can start constructing things like calculus and algebra. So right now, I'm just actually trying to build the numbers from scratch. Using my imagination, mainly. Well, logic and imagination and intuition. So basically, I'm doing, like, I guess, and also you can think of it as me researching for my novel as well. Because my novel is based off characters using math and mathematical physical formulation to basically fight against their enemies. So like that's like a project that I'm working on, and you know, I am not into hustle culture, and like I'm pretty sure like a lot of entrepreneurs, if they were honest with themselves, they would be honest that they don't want to hustle either. But you will get those entrepreneurs that basically say you got to work hard in the beginning and you have to constantly work yourself to death and like have less sleep and stuff. But for me, I don't want you guys to do that. If I don't want you guys to do that, then I don't want to do that for myself. Am I being a coward? Maybe. But I'm being a coward for my own health.
I don't like the hustle culture, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't like it either. I like being in the workflow where it's like, oh, I deepen the work and then suddenly like I think like for me when I construct things, like when I construct a song from an AI, because I sometimes construct music on this AI called Suno.ai. You can make your own songs from it, and I get so deep into creating lyrics in it, and like before I know it, like probably like an hour or 2 hours have passed. So I like those spur of the moment type of things. But at the same time, did I earn money from it? No. But that's the type of work I like to do. Like, and everybody would be like, I feel like in the future, right? Like, because a lot of people would like to work hard on something. The problem is that they feel like they have to work hard on something that is completely tedious as well as repeatable. And that's no fun. And they want to be, and also it's not connected to their inner passions, because it's like it has that scarcity mindset where it's like, well, if I don't have any money, I don't pay the bills, and I won't have a roof over my head and all that stuff. But at the same time, like I feel as if like now, if AI is gonna be the thing that allows us to like, you know, expand the internet and make scarcity like a thing of the past, I would say like let's make it like so that scarcity doesn't exist. I mean, scarcity will exist because of the laws of physics. Like, a lot of, like, my math and physics friends will say that, but at the same time, I'm like, let's make it so that scarcity is not a big issue when it comes to actually, like, living your life. That's what I want to say. It's like, you know, like, a lot of, like, some of my, physics slash, math friends, right? Some of them even wanted to get rid of currency in general.
Currency? Wait, how are you gonna trade, I wonder?
Yeah, like that's the one thing I was trying to ask them about that, and they were basically like, well, you get the value of what you put out, you know? So it's like and I get it because like, you know, money is printed by governments, and when governments print money, like how do we know it has value? You know, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I feel as if like when it comes down to it, it's like what kind of system can we make that allows us to be in that deep work state on things that we love to do, but we don't have to feel like we have to like portray our health and portray our morals and moral compass just to get there, you know? Because like if you want to be a singer, right, a lot of people like wonder is like, are you going to be a singer that causes a lot of drama and make sure is that the singer's better than you fall, or are you going to be the singer that respects like the chain of command and then become like a really high class singer doing the traditional route, like basically just making connections but still being a good person deep within yourself, you know? It's like that. Even politics, it's like filled with those type of like rigmarole type of things. And I think like when we get rid of the scarcity mindset of that, I think it's like, I think we'll be able to become better people, and we'll be able to live like the occupations that we would like to take on without having to worry about things like I think like what is it, nepotism, as well as worrying about if I'm putting enough in the world based on like, not based on profit, but based on like my efforts and work, you know, like my own regulation of what work is, you know.
Sure.
What did you type, Sascha? Let's see. Right now, almost all businesses are trying to use LLM, are losing money. Yeah, that's true. I mean, like,
really?
the thing of it is that I find it funny because, like, I think, I don't know what YouTube video was this, but, they explained that businesses are basically using AI as a way to shield the fact that they're firing people, but they're using AI as a way to basically say we're not hiring any more people because we're quote-unquote researching the ways to utilize AI so that we seem like we're revolutionary. So to basically, to stop, yeah, we're innovating. We're not hiring people because we're innovating, quote unquote. You're basically saying I'm not hiring any more people, but like, you know, you're not innovating. Get out of here. Like that's why they're losing money. You know, they're not being honest with themselves, and when they're not being honest with themselves, they're not being honest with the public. Like that's how a company is like similar to a person. That's probably the only way a company becomes like almost like a person. When they're not being honest, they're not being honest with the public. But yeah, and also like I think critical thinking, like a lot of people think that their own critical thinking based on a certain experience could be the critical thinking that works out for everything. I think like one example is that like I think like it comes from the quote that like if you develop a skill in one particular area, you can transfer that perspective and skill to another area, which can be true in certain aspects. Like say if you were trying to study a new topic in say like finance, you can transfer, but no, let's say you study a topic like in physics or STEM, you can transfer like those learning techniques that you use to study STEM and math into finance, but you can't do it the other way around. At least I don't think so. Like if you learn a lot of finance and stuff, you can't really transfer that knowledge to science and mathematics.
I guess it's just the way to learn is
Yeah. Yeah.
you transfer, right?
Because like why do I bring this up? The reason why I bring this up is because this is the reason why you get lawyers and businessmen trying to think that they can become either president or vice president or any other position
or
of
head
power.
of the DHS. Oh, sorry. That wasn't a big too.
But like yeah, because like you know like, and some people will believe it. It's like, oh, this person's a businessman. They'll know how to cut the budget. They'll know how to do this. Or this person is like, this person's a politician. Surely they must know how to run a business since they know how to run a government. You know, this type of thing, right? But at the same time, it requires a whole new skill set. And you know, like, is the person up to learning those skills? And I think that's when we have to differentiate between like what critical thinking model works. because I think critical thinking is like not just one thing. It's like many models, and some models work better than others.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like, but I think like when it comes to like using critical thinking in your life, it's always going to be hard because there's going to be things you can use critical thinking for, but there's things that you can't really use it for all the time, such as relationships, how to deal with talking to individuals, having one-on-one conversations with people, because you will make you can make, I guess, like logical assumptions, but if it comes from an antithesis where it's like you're using your brain to talk to them, and they're more like emotionally driven or more emotionally connected, spiritually as well as mentally, then you're not going to be able to connect with that person. And if your whole point was to connect with them and actually allow them to see who you are, you're in your head. You're not really in your natural state of being of who you are.
But I do think like a critical thinking definitely helps in relationships, in a sense that like you can solve other problems that can make or break a relationship, right? Like
it depends.
Financial
like
problems
I think it depends. But I think when it comes to like just meeting people and having conversations, I feel like critical thinking is like the Achilles heel.
Oh.
Because I feel as if like if you're thinking about it, then people can tell that you're thinking about it, and it gives them this impression that you must want something from me because you're taking a while to formulate your answers, or you're trying to say these words that make you seem more elevated than you already are. You know, those type of things. And sometimes, like for me, I wonder like if I use like, you know, big diction too much sometimes when I like say things. But sometimes, like, I just think of a word and it just pops in my head. But does that mean that that long word that I learned in college, does that mean I should, like, use it? If I don't use...
I think so. I think the right person will appreciate that, even if you don't understand what it means, you know?
Yeah.
Or they'll ask you what it means.
Yeah. And the thing of it is that for me, it's like, I try to speak my diction as... like what the person wants to be heard. Like basically, like I will talk to someone who doesn't have like a high validity of diction, but I will understand what they're talking about. Like, because like I don't know why I have this weird thing where like a person would think of a word, but they would try to say a word, but they're thinking about it, and then suddenly I say the word and they're like, that's it, that's the word I was thinking about. And I was like, I don't know how I developed that weird kink I have. It's like whenever someone's struggling to say something, I immediately know what word they want to say.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so it's
like
a weird that happens to me all the time, and I'm like, why is it that I know how to do that? it's just
it could be a skill of yours.
I guess, but like at the same time, like it's like have you ever watched Legend of Korra from Avatar?
I'm familiar with it, but
yeah, like there's like this character, I think is I forgot his name. I think his name is Barok, I think that's his name. Like if you guys know, like put it in the chat. Like he's like an entrepreneur. He has like several businesses, and like he would say to his assistant, like he has an assistant called Julie, and he would always say something like he's like whenever he's fixing something or whenever he's doing something that's like tedious to do or like building something, he would be like, Julie, do the thing. And then she would like either hand him a tool or just do something that what he really wanted, and then like it just somehow works. Like he would always say, do the thing. Like I feel like I'm constantly like everybody's Julie when it comes to like words. It's just so funny. But yeah, I think like with critical thinking, it only works when you actually need to actually create a system where someone has to make a predictable outcome. Because where critical thinking works with people is like when it comes to like, you know, we've seen all the TV dramas of like cops trying to hunt down the criminals, and they try to use like their analytical skills to see like I've had skills with people, so I'll basically make it seem like we're on their tail, but they don't know that we don't have evidence to prove their guilt, so we have to trick them into a confession. Like, I feel like that's when critical thinking is necessary, because you want to get a particular result. But when it comes to, like, people and open-ended, like, outcomes, I feel like critical thinking is kind of the Achilles heel to that.
Okay, that's an definitely interesting point of view. I think it's beneficial, but so do we kind of disagree?
No, it is beneficial. I just feel like there are certain times to use it. There are certain times to use it, because here's the thing: if you were to explain to your child like what fun is, or if you're trying to have your kid explain why this thing is fun, how would you have them explain it to you?
That's interesting, because it's gonna be a child.
Yeah, it's a child, and like, and the thing of it is that like I think
it's not
like
gonna be logical.
yeah, and the thing of it is that like that's how we human beings start out. It's like, why do you like this thing? And it's like, well, I guess I just like it. It's like, but where's the pizzazz? Like, what does it say to you? Like, it has to have this deep meaning. Why? And it's like, no, I just like it. You know, like, that's where I think critical thinking becomes like the Achilles heel, because it's like,
I understand what you're trying to say.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing when people say like, you're over traumatizing everything. Stop trying to break down the bad things that happen to you in your life.
I get it now. Yeah. Sometimes more simplistic type of thinking is better in certain situations.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I agree with everything you say. It's just that, I guess from my experience, like, I don't even know if we disagree. I think it's just, for me, I feel as if, like, with critical thinking, there's always going to be a place for it, but when it comes to people, I feel like critical thinking just goes out the back door when you're actually just trying to interact with people and try to see if you can make a connection with them. You can make the critical thought to basically say, oh, okay, I don't vibe with this person, so I'll just go to this side now.
I mean, in a sense that some people definitely rely on like emotions, right? To, like take whether this person's right for me or not right for me. We go by our gut feeling, so to speak.
Right. But yeah, like, it's about 10 o'clock right here. Should we, like, go on for a couple more minutes, or do you want to end it here?
Let's wrap up in like 10 minutes, maybe.
Okay. So, yeah, hopefully we covered a lot about critical thinking for you guys, because we tried our best to keep coming back to the topic. It's kind of funny because, like, the title is Critical Thinking and Its Effects, and it's funny because we kind of go back to it. Like, the one thing I didn't expect is that we would go back to a part where we don't think, well, at least I don't think it's beneficial to critical think, which I didn't think we would go. I thought we were just going to continue talking about critical thinking and its benefits, but I do find it interesting that I was able to at least cover my take on what it seemed like I thought it was its shortcomings. So
yeah, no, that's very interesting to me.
Yeah. And that's why me and Rainier love making this podcast for you guys, because, like, the thing of it is that, like, I know it's just two dudes just talking. Maybe I'm talking more than Rainier at times, but I just try to throw stuff at the wall and hopefully it sticks. And, you know, like, I know a lot of people want to start podcasts, right? Because, like, I've seen it when, like, people, like, do coaching for, like, how to start an online business, or, like, how to start being a content creator. But, like, it always goes back to that typical talk of, like, you want to start a podcast, you're not unique, dude. You know, that type of thing. And I know we're not unique. We're just two dudes just talking. Like, you know, like, based on, if you came in the middle of the stream, you probably thought, oh, these guys are talking politics, I'm out. Or, like, you probably caught us talking about, like, pancakes and waffles, right? I was like, oh, these dudes are cool. Like, you know, they're talking about stuff that doesn't make sense, but, you know, like, they're making an overall point, you know? You probably thought that we were humorous, or you thought we were just, like, weird Lulu for Cocoa Puffs. I don't know, you know, but that's why we love doing it, because we can go off the rails and we can just come back to the topic.
And, you know, Peter is very versatile. You can talk to him about any topic, I feel like.
I try to be versatile. Like, for me, it's like, I have a hard time dealing with stubborn people that are just so stuck in their ways because I can listen to them, and I will listen to them, and I will tell them that they're not wrong about things. The one thing I worry about is that will they respect my boundaries? And the thing of it is that when it comes to like people that care about me, especially the stubborn ones, they will tell me everything that they think is not right or not correct from their point of view, and they basically will tell me to do the thing that they would do. And whenever that happens, I realize that this person really doesn't have my best interest in mind.
Yeah. I guess
so. Because here's the thing, you guys are individuals. There will be times when a person like I understand getting out of your comfort zone, right? I hear like I hear that, and I understand the intent. The one thing I have an issue with it is that what does that mean for me as a person? Yeah, exactly. It means so many different things, and I'm like, are you gonna tell me how that works for me? And if the answer is no, then I'm like, why should I get out of my comfort zone then? Because you didn't give me the clear blueprint. You get what I mean? Because that's the reason why I don't give advice. Hey Kev, how's it going? Not everybody will agree, can't please everybody. Yeah, exactly. And it's something that I'm still learning also. Hello everybody. Yeah, hello Kev. What's up? And the thing of it is that this is the reason why I don't get advice to people, because I will probably say something that seems like, oh, that makes sense, but if I don't do it, I'm gonna feel guilty that I didn't do what I told you to do. Because it's like I know that I will be a hypocrite at times. And like many people will be like, oh, you're a hypocrite? Oh my god, I don't want to listen to you anymore. And it's like, that's fine, because I'm a human being. Because like here's the thing. Let's say like I will say that I will never commit a crime. Let's say that. But then let's say someone abducted my parents and basically say, oh, if you don't do this crime, I'm going to do harm to your parents. What am I supposed to do then?
Oh yeah.
That is in a way being a hypocrite, because I have to do something to make sure that no one comes to harm to the people I love. You know?
Of course, yeah.
And despite what people say, it's like, but your parents were in danger. It's like, doesn't matter. That's the definition of what it means to be a hypocrite. You know? Yeah, for me, I accept the fact that people will 180 things. I will accept the fact that people will, like, you know, do the opposite of things. It might be the most devastating thing when it happens in the negative direction, but when you think about it, that means that people are so stuck in their ways, they can do 180 and they can side with the side that you're trying to tell them that they should do for their benefit. So that's why I think people are weird. But we're weird for good and bad reasons.
Are weird, but that makes what makes people interesting is that people.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
Otherwise, it's boring if everyone shares the same exact opinion, the same exact viewpoint. Imagine if we're like hooked up to one hive mind, like we're
like the Matrix.
Yeah, like all humans are just one human, you know. Like, I feel like that would be terrible.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think that's also like, what is knowledge, right? If you guys have ever seen Full Metal Alchemist, right, the Brotherhood, right? Like when you actually look at the form of truth, truth is supposed to take the form of a human, but they don't look like they don't have special features. They just look like a human-shaped white being. And the thing of it is that truth can take any form. And when I think about it, I feel like all of the things that we thought were defined are now being amalgamized into this thing called knowledge. Because like what happens when you pass away, right? You become one with the earth. You become one with the space. You become one with everything. And technically you become somewhat nothing, but yet everything. And there's no clear definition of it. So, a lot of people were so used to putting things in boxes and categories, but at the end of the day, I kind of feel as if, like, what does it mean to gain truth? And the thing of it is that to gain truth and to gain knowledge, is practically you're gaining everything, but you're also gaining nothing at the same time. And you're also merging with everything, so you're gaining ultimate freedom, but you're also losing freedom.
interesting, huh?
Yeah, it's like a deep philosophical. Now that is critical thinking. Bronster said, "So true. Everybody else that is outside of the situation, right? No matter what matter most to the individual is what they believe to be true to them, and them coming to the sense of clarity and understanding." Yeah, exactly. And the thing of it is that, like, if you're like, this is why I try not to take myself so seriously all the time, because when I was in high school, I took myself way too seriously. Like, I thought I was going to achieve certain goals, and then I realized I didn't achieve those goals. But then at the same time, I'm like, I mean, I've dated at least once, like, at least once in my life.
You have experience.
I have experience in that, like, you know, like, unfortunately, like, it didn't work out. Like, I have been to a party. I've, like, hung out with people that I thought were cool. Like, you know, like, you know, there are people that care about me because of who I am, you know, that sort of thing. Like, if people were to ask me, are you happy? Like, Peter, are you happy? And I'm like, yeah, I'm happy. I don't have any complaints about that. Sure, I'm not making an income, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, I'm happy. You know, like, good things are not meant to last long, but at the same time, it's like, I feel like it's been lasting long for me, and it's like, I'm okay with it. But at the same time, like, you know, everybody has, like, their own, I guess their own vision of happiness.
Yep.
But I think for me, it's like, if I were to, like, disappear, like, you know, like, this is not, like, you know, ominous or anything, but I feel like I wouldn't have any regrets, actually.
Wow, good. So
Yeah.
you feel like you have lived a life already?
Yeah, I feel like I lived a life already.
Wow.
like I'm already on Amazon looking for walking sticks. No, I'm serious, because I love looking at canes. I'm like, yo, like, I want to actually get a cane that looks really, really sleek and cool. But at the same time, I see, like, these canes that have, like, you know, that are made of platinum, but they look very like what do you call it? Like, mediocre. It's like, no, I don't want that. Like I don't even want a cane that has a lion on it, because
Your mic is kind of gotten muffled all of a sudden.
Hold on. Oh, really?
Okay. Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
good?
Now
Is it
it's
good now?
way better now. Yeah.
No, I think it's because I was laughing. Like, I was laughing and going close to the mic. But you know, like, I just feel like there's nothing that's gonna go wrong. Now, some people are gonna be like, well, you're living a life of delusion. I'm like, yeah, maybe. Like, maybe something goes wrong and then suddenly it just leads to a bad domino effect. It could happen.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, am I happy right now? Yeah, I am. Like, that's why, like, I think the only thing I can give you guys is just basically, like, the happiness that I've gained, and try to make sure that, you know, maybe I can give that energy to you guys. That's why I
Very good, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, like, that's why I love the fact that Rainier was willing to come on the podcast and basically talk with me at least once a month. Because, like, out of all my friends from college, and or should I say university, he's the one that I've always felt the closest to. And me and him, we can talk about things for hours, and I bet you, like, if we were in the same room and we were talking and we weren't looking at the clock, we would probably have, like, a whole entire day, and we realized that
12 o'clock already.
Yeah, it would probably we would probably talk until like 6 in the morning, and then we're like, yo, bro, did we even sleep? And it's like, no, we didn't sleep at all. You know, but yeah, like, I really want to vibe with people that are very deep thinkers, but at the same time, I also want to vibe with people that don't think too much about themselves, about life. Like, you know, like a lot of my friends, like, I noticed that a lot of them are very, very straight and narrow. They have one view about life, and they basically stick with it, and that's their truth. And some of them are pretty stubborn. I will say that for sure. A lot of my friends are pretty stubborn, and I end up wondering, I ask the universe over and over again, like, what is it that about my friends that they need me for? Because I'm not stubborn or competitive like them. So I'm like, what is it that you want me to give to my friends that I can provide, but they're lacking for themselves, you know? Because, like, you know, like, I think it's a two-way streak because I'm like, okay, what do I need my friends for? Like, do I need to gain their competitiveness? Do I need to gain their edge? Like, what is it that I need to learn from them in order to be a better version of myself? And what do they need to learn from me to be a better version of themselves? You know? Like, I think about that stuff every day.
There's always a benefit to compliments.
Yeah.
You know, complement with an E.
Yeah.
It's like the person who's opposite of us, we can definitely gain some insights.
Yeah.
And improve our lives through this. You know, even if they're stubborn, I feel like you can still derive some value.
Yeah, that's why I don't think of it as a flaw. Like, sometimes, like, my
Exactly.
friends would think of it as a flaw, but at the same time, like, I don't think of
It's
it
just
as a
who
flaw.
they are.
Yeah, it's just who they are. You know, because, like, I can tell my friends to do something, which is why I don't give advice anymore, because a lot of my friends are stubborn in their own ways for good reasons. And, like, I'm like, well, who am I to tell you what to do? Because I don't want to even say I don't even want to say that I'm book smart, because I just like reading, but I don't read like 100 books a year, like some people, because some people are just crazy like that. But I wonder, because since I lack experience and since I don't have much, I would have to say like I said, experience or like navigating the knowledge that I have based on what I know. What is it that my person would be able to give to the people that are around me? You know, it's like like sometimes like I ask, like, what do I contribute to our relationship? You know, in that regard. You know, because like I think for you, what I learned from you is that there's nothing wrong with second guessing what I think is right. There's nothing wrong with backpedaling, and there's always a great way to be analytical, but without sounding like I'm trying to put like a bird's eye view on everything.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, that's what I think I get from you the most, Rainier. If you don't mind me saying so.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
I like getting all sorts of perspective from you too, because I mean you have passions in certain niche that I am totally not into. Like you have perspective in cryptocurrency and AI that you know, like that I'm not familiar with, and it's like, interesting to me always to have like hear new ideas regarding.
Yeah,
these
like
things.
for you, I love the fact that you're more critical of it, because like you're not swept up in it like I am, because I try to be more optimistic, because a lot of people around me are not very optimistic.
Right, of course.
They tend to be more critical, and like maybe that's why I'm more friends with them, because it gives me a more balanced plateau perspective. But yeah, like, but for me, I try not to get too carried away. I mean, the fact that I'm reading Warren Buffett's approach to read financial statements is like, you know, because like I do get into the hype of the tech sector a little bit too much sometimes. So maybe reading like financial sheets is probably better for me to pick out like the actual like real businesses that I will really appreciate and love to keep for the rest of my life, you know. I mean, like I've been so passionate about crypto, I even got the Gemini credit card.
Wow.
Yeah, so you know, like, of course, doesn't mean I'm gonna spend willy-nilly, but at the same time, it's like if I go out with my friends, I'm like, hey, I'm spending and I'm also investing. You know, that sort of thing. Okay, so it's 10:17 on my end. But thank you guys for like listening to our take on critical thinking. Hopefully, it's been educational / informative for you guys. But yeah, we always appreciate you guys always stopping by. Rainier, do you have anything to say to our global audience before we depart for tonight?
No. Always practice your critical thinking, guys, and live a happy, healthy life.
Yeah, and I think before I say my usual stuff, like if you're watching this through YouTube or YouTube Shorts, you know, hit the sub button. It's always appreciated, especially if you want to catch our once a month podcasts. We'll probably like talk more. if you would like to join us there. So hit the sub button and also leave a like. And if you're watching this after the live stream has been aired, leave a comment down below and tell us what we should talk about next. If you're watching this on Twitch, hit the follow button. It's always appreciated because we love talking about these topics with you guys. And maybe we'll talk about stuff that you guys want to talk about if you want to be in the chat, because we also would like you guys to be involved. But going back to the critical thinking thing, yeah, like I would have to say, like, use critical thinking to your advantage. And for your benefit, whether it be related to your health or whether it be related to the people in your life. I would have to say, like, the most powerful critical thinking you can implement for yourself is asking, what is it that you can critically give that's in your limits to the world and to the people that you wish to meet in the world? And I think once you answer those questions and you know what you can do, what you can give, you will definitely receive those in strides, whether it be wealth, friendships, relationships, or maybe just like opportunities. And I think if you critically think in that way, like both the spiritually as well as, like, I guess the social, in some ways, maybe you will attract the things that you truly need in your life in the universe. And I think that's how you can use critical thinking to your advantage. It may not work out all the time with people, but it may work out with everything else. Especially when it's asking yourself what you can give to everyone else. And I think that's how you can use critical thinking to your advantage. But I think that will be our final take on critical thinking. As always, guys, if you want to join our Discord server, the link will be in the description down below. And if you're on Twitch, you can basically you can type in !Discord, and it will lead you to the Discord server. Or you can basically look at my Twitch profile for that. And always remember, guys, everyone is precious. You guys are just as precious as everyone else. And we will see you guys in the next podcast.
Bye-bye.
Stream. Bye, everybody. And we will be streaming tomorrow for Genshin. So take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Okay.